Clapperboard US-UK drugs deal, could it cause 229,000 extra deaths? Al Jazeera analysis. One present situation, what the BMJ study actually found. Research published in the British Medical Journal on July 1, 2026 found that the UK-US pharmaceutical trade deal could divert roughly £45 billion from other NHS services by 2036, causing an estimated 229,000 excess deaths, rising to 291,000 if impacts on adult social care are included. The study was conducted by researchers at the University of York, the University of Liverpool, and Christchurch Hospital in New Zealand, and is fully peer-reviewed, not an obscure or unverified paper. Co-author Samuel Cross of the University of Liverpool has said the deal benefits pharmaceutical companies at the expense of NHS patients, framing it as a straightforward opportunity cost problem for a finite public budget. As of July 6, 2026, the figure is circulating widely across UK media, prompting renewed political and public scrutiny of a deal agreed 7 months earlier. Two recent developments, the deal and the funding shift behind it. The pharmaceutical agreement was signed on December 1, 2025 by Prime Minister Keir Starmer and President Donald Trump, after Trump had threatened tariffs of up to 100% on some medicines the previous September. In return for a zero-tariff exemption on UK pharmaceutical and medical device exports for 3 years, the UK committed to raising NHS spending on new medicines from 0.3% of GDP in 2026 to at least 0.6% by 2036. From April 2026, the government also instructed NICE to raise its cost-effectiveness threshold for approving new medicines. The BMJ authors estimate the cumulative extra cost at £2.6 billion by 2028 and £44.7 billion by 2036, and are calling for the full deal and its impact assessment to be published for parliamentary scrutiny. 3. Current impact, political and advocacy reaction. The reaction has been sharp. Liberal Democrat MP Helen Morgan has criticized the deal as an insult to NHS patients already facing long waits, and urged the Labour government to stand firmer against US pressure. Campaign group Global Justice now has argued that funds which could shorten GP waiting times or recruit NHS staff are instead being redirected to pharmaceutical companies. The BMJ authors separately question the government's justification for the deal, noting the UK is too small a share of the global pharmaceutical market for domestic pricing to meaningfully drive worldwide investment decisions. No verified reporting currently links the study to a measurable AstraZeneca or GSK share price move, so that connection should not be assumed. For Outlook, what comes next? Because the deal is already in force, near-term debate centers on funding transparency rather than renegotiation. Assuming GDP grows at the Office for Budgetary Responsibilities projected 1.5% annually, the authors calculate additional NHS costs of at least £1.3 billion in 2028 and £8.8 billion by 2036. The Department of Health and Social Care disputes the £45 billion figure, maintaining the deal is funded through money set aside in the 2025 spending review, with future funding settled at the next review. Expect continued pressure from MPs and health economists for the government to publish the underlying impact assessment, alongside scrutiny of whether NICE's revised cost-effectiveness threshold accelerates the diversion of funds the study describes. 5. Conclusion, key takeaway for readers. The 229,000 figure is not speculation from an obscure source, it is a peer-reviewed BMJ modeling exercise by established academic researchers, built on the deal's own spending commitments rather than assumptions about reduced medicine access. It remains a projection to 2036, not a certainty, and the government disputes its cost baseline. For readers following UK and EU health policy, the takeaway is that trade agreements reshaping how public health systems fund medicines deserve the same fiscal scrutiny as any major spending commitment, since the costs and benefits ultimately fall on patients and taxpayers.